camera to pick it up. Like, oh yeah, like a commercial.
And no free marketing over here.
Yeah. Small. Shit. That's 100.
Welcome, everybody. And just like I told y'all before, this season, spelled to ass, and that's exactly what we're doing. Thank you for tuning in for Conversations with the Guy podcast. I'm your host with the most, Yancey the Guy, aka the Drizzy Bear himself.
Hi, Yancey.
Today, we got a very special guest on the show today. Today, I'd like to introduce you to one of my good friends, my good Twitch, TikTok streaming friends that I recently discovered or stumbled upon her page. And I like the energy she was bringing, and I just want to showcase her and all her talents and everything else. So we're going to dive deep into her. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Miss Simply Syra. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
So, for people who are just discovering you, who is Simply Syra outside of streaming?
Outside of streaming, I'm an artist. I do graphic and digital design, and I sell overlays and emotes and things like that for other content creators, completely separate from my brand, and I don't attach it whatsoever, but I keep them somewhat apart. I don't talk about that at all on stream. I don't think I've ever mentioned it, but I'm locked in on that off stream and locked in on stream on camera.
Okay, so what does your day-to-day look like?
Day-to-day looks like checking to see if I've received any orders, taking a look at them, contacting any people about any questions that they have asked or custom pieces that they wanted, and then getting to work on those pieces. Once I get everything sent out to the people who have put orders in, I'm prepping for stream immediately. So I'm getting dinner ready early, getting everything clean, getting my mind right, making sure there's nothing in my real life that's going to be running in the back of my mind while I'm streaming. Because when I stream, I don't want to think about anything but stream. I like being very present.
No, that's very understandable. You don't like the extra to come in while you're streaming. I know I tend to get phone calls while I'm streaming. Come do this. I'm like, I can't because I can't leave this right now.
Yes.
But yeah, I definitely get that. So when you did your 24-hour streaming, what was the prep like before that?
Meal prep, thinking about dinner, thinking about breakfast. I'm over here asking the internet, how do I stay awake? They're like protein every 3 hours. So I'm like protein bar, one energy drink. I over-researched everything and made sure I could tough it out because I'm like, I don't even stay up 24 hours by myself. I'm real strict on my schedule. So just overthinking all the things that could be the reasons why I want to stop or the reason why it doesn't go as planned, and making sure I already have that figured out. So there is no reason to stop and everything goes exactly how I want it to.
I got you. I know I might attempt a 24-hour. I may just try one because my sleep schedule is already thrown off anyway. So it is definitely possible for me, but we got to see. It's a lot of variables on my side.
It's a long 24 hours.
Of course, I got my kids. They're probably going to try to find their way in anyway. But as soon as I say, hey, I need some water, one of them, they're going to race to go grab me a bottle of water anyway. So let's rewind a little bit. Where it all started. What was the first mode you decided? When was the first time you decided to start streaming?
I actually started streaming on PlayStation 4. I had no camera at all, just my little avatar profile picture in the top right. I didn't know anything about streaming. I was just like, oh, if I press share, I can go live. Made a Twitch account, started streaming on Twitch. They're like, oh, you need a face cam. Okay, got a PlayStation 4 camera, and then it just went from there. But I streamed on PlayStation 4 about a year before I got into the PC game and playing like real games.
Damn, OG.
Yeah.
PlayStation 4.
I still got the VODs on my Twitch. I gotta keep them, remember my roots.
Do you remember your first stream?
Yes, I do.
What was going on around?
I was so anxious. I was scared to talk to people when they showed up, and then I didn't respond fast enough, so they were gone by the time I got to responding to them. And then it got to a point where I'm like, oh, nobody's talking back because I wait too long to say something because I'm so nervous. So then I think I got more excited about it. And by the end of it, somebody said something. I'm jumping. I might die in the game to respond, but I'm like, oh, sorry, you were more important. And I learned how to prioritize that thing.
I'm still trying to get to that part because I'll be so locked in I had like trying to read somebody's message, and I think it's the way my setup is too. But trying to read somebody's message while I'm getting shot at in Call of Duty is like just like last circle. Y'all gonna have to wait. Like,
Yeah.
we can't do this right now. Okay. Thanks for the gifts, but
I'm locked.
trying to catch these bodies real quick. So did anyone inspire you to push to go live for the first time?
No, honestly, whenever I first started streaming, nobody knew that that's something I wanted to do. I had decided it in the back of my head. I was living by myself, wasn't really talking to anybody. All I did was work and sleep. And I'm like, I wanted to do this since I was little. I watch people do it all the time. I should just do it. Nobody would know I did it. So I made fresh accounts on everything, started streaming, and then it wasn't until I was about a year into PC streaming, so that's 2 years after starting stream, that I started telling people close to me that I streamed, and they were like, oh. And I was like, yeah, like every single day.
So would you say that was like the defining moment of like, I'm going to take this seriously? Or was it something else?
I think for me, it was when I got my PC. Okay. So I was actually blessed enough to be gifted an old PC that someone had.
Okay.
And so at the point that the first person that I told, it was actually a coworker of mine at the time, took me serious enough to be like, here's a whole entire PC so you could do better at it. I was like, oh no, now I gotta lock in because it's not just me that wants this. They believe in me enough for this, so I have to get to it. And that's when I was like, I'm not doing this for fun anymore. I'm like taking it serious, but it's still fun.
So you said one of your biggest fears was just talking to people on stream, and so when did you get that out?
I would say first it was gaming. I've gamed since I was born. I come from a family of gamers, so just being able to game and then chat with other people who like gaming was my first thing. And then I think when I got more into TikTok, about a year into my stream, that's when I really started enjoying the community piece of it and the talking to people and like, okay, sometimes I want to just chat and then get into gaming, but sometimes let's just lock in on the game.
So now you're streaming on both TikTok and Twitch. Which is a different grind? Which is a different grind? I say, like, how do they?
Like, how do they differ as far as platforms?
Couldn't get the word out, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. Okay, I'd say TikTok, you have to think your audience has no attention span. So the second they say something, you have to respond or they swiped.
That's fine.
You also have to give a lot more energy and kind of enhance your personality a bit more for TikTok, or they think it's very monotone because there's a lot of clickbait on TikTok. There's a lot of scripted out things that make everything really exciting and give people a lot of dopamine. So you have to be that for TikTok, where I feel as Twitch, those are like, we're locked in. They're in the Discord. I talk to them on stream. I talk to them off stream, and they're going to be there whether I have the most boring stream and we're like, oh, let's not do that again, or whether I do something where they're like, that was a good stream. I think there's more of a community on Twitch, but on TikTok, I do get a lot more interactions and a lot more exposure to people.
Okay. See, I think with me that worked vice versa, because I felt like it was more of a community on TikTok. Maybe it's just the people I stumbled on and the people I just naturally just started to mesh with. Because I tried to start streaming on Twitch, which is crazy because I ended up getting like, you did this X, Y, Z years ago from Facebook. And it was like my very first Twitch account. I'm like, man, if I would have actually stayed on that,
Yeah.
But now it's like with TikTok, I just ended up meeting like a bunch of like brothers and sisters and cousins. They just felt like family.
I see.
So I just started to move over there. So what platform feels more natural to you?
I would say Twitch.
Yeah.
No offense to TikTok, but I
Purple
love
app.
Twitch. Oh, Purple app, yeah.
No, we good.
I love Purple app down. I unfortunately get a lot of trolls and things on TikTok. I think that's why I don't take it as serious, but Twitch, special place in my heart forever. Even if I stopped on every other platform, Twitch will still be there.
Okay. Yeah, I think I got my first troll probably like 2 streams ago. I'm like, oh, I'll wait for this moment. Don't get me started. So what have you learned about audience behavior between the two? I feel like we answered that.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely the attention span thing. That is the biggest difference between the two. And then I even notice when people do find me on TikTok and they move over to Twitch, they have like a more calm demeanor because that's just the space that's over there. Everybody's chill, like, oh, she'll get to it when she's done with this round. But on TikTok, it's like, do you even read the chat? And they just said their chat 2 seconds ago. I'm like, oh, okay. So I think, yeah, it's just that attention span difference.
And I think sometimes people got to realize there's a delay when certain stuff comes through the screen. So like by the time you send it, there's like probably like a 5 to 10 second delay, depending on who that person is, that it'll just finally hit. So I started to learn that, especially when I go to people's streams and they have Tickfinity on, and I'll send something and you hit a little AI finally read it like 10 seconds later. I'm like, oh, okay.
Now they can see it. Yes.
So then that probably gets spammed a bunch of other stuff. So through your journey of streaming, what like keeps you motivated to show up for every stream?
I would say at the beginning, when no one knew about it, it was me. It was like little Syra would be so mad at you if you stop because there's no reason to stop. Right. Because nobody gets it on day one, and that's what kept me grinding from the beginning. But now, since I have told people close to me and everybody knows that's something that I do and I'm very proud of and passionate about, I'm like, they've seen how long I've done this. They're excited for me. So like I have to do it for them. Like if I stop now, I feel like it would hurt me because I enjoy it so much and that is something I'm passionate about, but it would hurt me more to see that this many people believed in me and I stopped.
So would you say that keeps you to go live every single chance you get?
Yeah, that's the big one. That's the one that where I'm like, let me separate time for family and friends, but I have to separate time for that because I can't wait to show family and friends where that goes.
Right. So do you see it as a career path or a passion or both?
I would see both. More so it started as a passion, but the more that I'm getting into it and the more that I'm learning as I go through it and all the different things and multiple platforms, I can definitely see it being a career path and I want it to go there. But even if it never reached there, I'm not stopping. So it's definitely a passion.
Yeah. I think with me, it honestly started with my kids because I would always see them on YouTube watching other streamers play, whether it's Fortnite or anything, and it's like I told my son, like, you can do that too, right? And he was like, how? I'm like, well, now I'm finna show you. So I was already in my podcast era, so it was trying to transfer everything over to streaming. So I just did my research, and sure enough,
love you, Dad, for that. He knows from such a young age.
I'm like, if you're gonna watch any streamer, it's gonna be me. Get my views up.
Like, yeah, those people are cool, but just tap into my life.
So what does success look for you as a streamer?
For me, success is growth. So it's not necessarily I reached this number or I got this monetary benefit from what I'm doing. It's, wow, I watched a stream from 6 months ago and I've changed and fixed so much. I couldn't imagine doing that now. Like I've grown so much in such a short period of time. I even think sometimes I'll reach these really grindy seasons where I'm like, oh my gosh, last week, I can't believe I did that. I'm sorry for boring y'all, but it's okay. It's better now. Like the growth gets so fast. And that's where I feel like I'm getting really successful in what I'm doing. Cause I'm like, I'm growing so fast, I can't even keep up with it.
So you feel like you built your own little community?
Yes, definitely.
That's nice. I like that. So how do you describe your community in 3 words?
I would say real. They're so real. And I know that comes from me being so authentic and everything. But they're also, I would say, very motivating and genuine.
Okay.
Or since genuine and real are the same, I'd say genuine, motivational, and kind. I love my community, especially stepping into like other people's communities and seeing the different routes it could go. It just makes me so much more grateful for the community I have. And I tell them all the time, I'm like, look, love y'all down. Like y'all have no idea because I didn't even know where things could go. And then now I'm like stepping out and being parts of other communities. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love my community.
So what was the most meaningful interaction you had with a viewer?
For that one, I would say it was meeting someone that I'm friends with now, but I met them 2 years ago today. They wanted to stream, and kind of like you were saying with your son, they're like, oh, I see people do this all the time, and I want to do it so bad, but I just can't. I don't have this, or I don't have that. I was like, stopped the game, pulled up the VOD of that first stream, and I'm like, you can do it because you weren't as down bad as I was. And I'm like, this is where I started. And that meant a lot to me because seeing that person grow from, I don't think I can do it, to, oh, I'm streaming on my PlayStation now, to, oh, I have a whole PC that I built, and now I stream on TikTok and on Twitch. It's like, it meant so much to me, and I don't think they know, but I will like forever remember that interaction that I had with them initially.
Okay. So how do you balance being entertaining and being authentic?
I don't think authentic is ever a problem for me. I think if anything, sometimes I have to reel myself back a little bit because I'm too real on stream, and I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be saying that online to everybody. But I balance the two with just making sure I'm always being myself. I'm not acting differently to please any other people. But then if I'm ever in a bad mood or not feeling the most energetic, make sure I amp up my personality just a little bit. Because yeah, it's cool. I can be funny, this and that. But I need to remember these people are watching me for hours. So I got to amp it up a bit and make sure I'm talking nonstop to make sure I keep that authenticity as well as like energy and entertaining.
I know I get very nonchalant. It's hard. Certain emotions is hard for me to fake.
Yes.
So it's like I'm just very chill. I'm a natural chill person. I can't fake it for anybody. I don't fake it for my kids. I don't fake it for nobody. It's just I'm just very chill. So when you come to my stream, I'm a chill person. I can't force a smile. Every now and then I can make you laugh, but I can't force a smile for every single time. That's why I sucked at working as a cashier at Target, because they want to have casual conversations, and I'm like, yo, get out of my line, please, because I got people behind you. But I know it hasn't always been easy streaming or easy to like start the process. So my next question is, if I can find it, because I definitely lost my spot. What was the hardest part being a streamer so far?
I hate to say it because saying it's going to give it power, but the haters, oh my goodness. There's times I had to go use the bathroom just to be like, this is a random person online. Who knows what their life is looking like? Chill out. But some of it, especially when it's things that I feel like I've thought to myself but nobody's ever said out loud, and then they say it and I'm like, oof, like that one hit. The haters is going to be the toughest part for me always because I'm the biggest critic of myself. So it's like seeing other people criticize as well eats me up. But outside of that, because I feel like that's a main one for me, it would just be keeping the discipline.
Okay.
But for that, I just have a little list, remind myself my reasons why, and it usually gets me back on track pretty quickly.
So was there a moment where you just wanted to be like done with it, or did you always have this motivation?
I feel like I always had this motivation just because I couldn't see myself doing anything else. So it's like my thing I always say to myself, I'm like, oh, I'm tired, I don't feel like streaming today. And I'm like, how bad do you want it? Like, once I say that, it's over. Like, I'm not even thinking that way anymore. It's like, how bad do you want it? Because this person is streaming 24 hours and hasn't stopped for 7 days a week. But it's like, how bad do you want it?
So was one moment or one mistake you might have made early on streaming that when you see new streamers that you want them to avoid?
It would have to be the ignoring the chat. That's such a big one. Even my mutuals, I join and I'm supporting them. And I'm like, bestie, I just waited 10 minutes for you to say, hey, back to me. It's like, I'm staying because I'm your friend. But think about if I didn't know you, because I definitely struggled with that, or like overthinking what to think or what to talk about if I'm being too quiet. And I'm like, you got to talk about something. Talk about the color of your shoes. Talk about how you brush your teeth this morning, but talk about something.
I get that. Like I said, I'm still working on it.
It's a tough one.
It has something to do with my setup. I'm gonna figure it out. I might need the robot to talk to me sometimes to tell me somebody's in there or something, but I'm gonna get it together. So I can't miss out on everybody. So what do you look forward to now?
Just to see where I go. I feel like now I'm somewhere I wouldn't have begun to imagine when I started. Like, I couldn't even think to myself. I didn't have a computer. So the fact that I built a PC and then I know all this stuff about IT and I'm so like locked into it now, digital art was something completely out of the question, didn't even know it existed. So I'm at a point where I couldn't have imagined being here. So I'm like, I just need to keep building and building on it because I can't imagine where I'm going to go, but I know God's going to go crazy on my future because I'm like, I don't even know how I got here in the first place.
Amen. So 2 to 3 years from now, what does streaming look like for you?
I would say hopefully a career at that point because I feel like I'm doing very well on following that path and getting to where I want to be as far as like end goals and things like that. So I see myself putting the digital art and things aside and fully full-time content creating. Also starting on YouTube, that's something I really want to join in, but I don't like adding in things unless I can give it all my effort. And right now it's just not realistic. So 2 to 3 years from now, full-time content creation, YouTube channel with long-form content as well.
So what does your legacy you want to leave? What does the legacy look like for you that you want to leave?
The legacy that I'd like to leave is that you don't have to change yourself at all. As cliche as that sounds, there is a niche for everyone, and there's a niche for every personality type, every hobby, anything you like to do. So don't change you for other people. Just find your people by acting like yourself.
Okay. I like that. So in this next little segment I got up, I want to have a little fun with something, okay? We call this the rapid fire. So, favorite game to stream right now?
Valorant.
I already know the answer to the next one, TikTok or Twitch.
Twitch.
Stream setup upgrade you want next?
Ooh. A Stream Deck. My hotkeys are getting crazy. It's hard to remember.
All right, one word your community would use to describe you?
Authentic.
Authentic. Dream collab with a streamer?
Just one?
I'll give you 3.
Okay, 3. Vanilla Mace, Gideon, and number 1 is Quinlan Blackwell. I've watched her since I was a kid.
Okay.
Yeah, since Vine days.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Everybody go tag them people. Go spam them right now. We need them.
Miss
We need those
Quinn.
collabs.
Queen Quinn.
Well, I appreciate you for coming. I appreciate you for showing up.
Yes, thank you for
As
having
who
me.
you are. Thank you for giving me this moment, giving me,
Yes.
the real Syra right now. Thank you for everybody who's tuning in. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Yancey the Guy, aka the Drizzy Bear himself. Go ahead and give your shout outs.
And I'm simply Syra, SYRA _ on Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok.
Follow my TikTok, Yancey the God. Go cop the merch. We have a new drop that just recently dropped, probably like 2-3 days ago, and we're still dropping more. Please go get that. We also have Conversation with a Guy podcast merch on there as well. That will be in full effect as well. So yeah, man. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll see y'all on the next one.
Same, baby. They know what the fuck going on. I won't change.